Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how I know we are invested with the elites. I'm also gonna show you why Brad is so confident when he talks to the IMF and other central bankers, and why Ripple always has a seat at the table. But I'm also going to show you what's coming next, what is going to happen before the new financial system rises. Take a listen to Jim Rickards right here.
New York, then down to South America. As I began connecting the dots, a pattern emerged. It revealed a network of more than 189 individuals positioned inside the world's major financial institutions. Some of them hold senior positions inside the IMF, World Bank, and every central bank in the G20, including our own Federal Reserve. These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably weaken the president's power altogether.
That is amazing, Jim, really. So what did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely. And the elite operatives...
Take notice what he said about BlackRock. Like I've been telling you all along, there's a reason why BlackRock has ties to the World Economic Forum. And what is BlackRock pushing right now? Those Bitcoin ETFs. Did you also take notice what he said about flipping the switch? Because all along, ever since you've been an XRP holder, you've always heard the term flip the switch. That's how it happens. Everything goes dark, and when the lights come back on, all of a sudden the new financial system is live. And at that moment, anybody holding Bitcoin would most likely be wiped out, along with BlackRock. And anybody holding XRP, all of a sudden, your cryptocurrency is going to skyrocket in price because it would go live on all those rails instantly. That could be what's coming. But take notice how he said they have operatives inside the entire financial system already. But what about the world leaders? Well, Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, openly brags about infiltrating the governments of the world. Take a listen.
This notion to integrate young leaders is part of the World Economic Forum since many years. When I mention now names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
So they already penetrated all the cabinets of the world. They have the world leaders set up that are following the Great Reset agenda. And that's why you always heard the term Build Back Better. It's all leading to the Great Reset. Waking up to the Matrix is step 1. I'm on step 99, prepared for the system to go digital. We just need the flip of the switch and that's it for me. I'm free. So the elite's objective is to brainwash, enslave, and distract. What are they doing right now? Look at the mainstream media news. All they talk about is Bitcoin. You know, we here as XRP holders are always talking about utility and use case. Not everyone is going to come out on the right side of history. A lot of people are going to end up being on universal basic income because they're following the mainstream media agenda. You know, if anything, if they wanted you to get rich, they would tell you to invest in the right cryptocurrencies that are going to be part of the new financial system. Japan loves XRP. Take a listen to Brad Garlinghouse here.
Understanding is where you are active, though, is Japan.
Yes.
And why is that? And what does the Japanese market hold that's distinctive that gives you an advantage there?
Yeah, Ripple, big in Japan.
Yeah, and Kansas.
I don't know about Kansas yet, but
Well.
So Japan is a unique market. So we entered into a joint venture with a large financial services player over there called SBI.
Take notice to SBI. It's very important.
And there's an entity called SBI Ripple Asia, and they serve the Japanese market. When we approach banks in Asia, we approach them to solve a cross-border problem that we've discussed here. What's super interesting is that the local rails in Japan are not very efficient. So the reason why we don't really talk about domestic settlement for using Ripple's technology is like, look, we can complain about ACH, and there's problems with ACH. It's pretty good. I mean, Ripple could do it better, but we'll leave that aside.
So do you think it has to do with payments why Ripple is so big in Japan with SBI? I think it's because of this right here. Edmund de Rothschild Fund mentioned XRP and SBI from Japan. SBI will go live with XRP this month. And you see it right here, SBI Holdings. And SBI owns a 8.7% stake in Ripple's XRP. So you're investing with the elites. Japan plans to make XRP a national currency. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. We also seen SBI CEO, every bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP by 2025. I think that is more likely than XRP becoming Japan's national currency. We'll have to see where it goes from here. But here's what Rothschilds owned and controlled bank. These are all the banks that Rothschild owns. So you see the list, and it's a massive, massive list. I mean, it goes on and on. The only one not listed here is the Federal Reserve. Now, we all know that the Fed is a private entity. And if you had to guess, you would say Rothschild owns the Fed as well. Most people believe that already. But that shows you why all these central banks are utilizing RippleNet technology and building out their central bank digital currency. And if they're not using Ripple, they're using Stellar. They're also using Hedera. It's one massive network that the elites are building out in the background. Ripple CEO at World Economic Forum finds amazing receptive audience in Davos. Take a listen to this.
That's why I'm here. That's why I come to Davos. That's why I'm meeting with regulators, because I want to partner and say, here's how Ripple approaches this, here's how we see the industry. And I will say I've found an amazingly receptive audience here in Davos.
And the reason that Brad is in Davos all the time is because guess who else is there? Rothschild bloodline, World Economic Forum's Klaus Schwab. He runs the World Economic Forum. I don't think Ripple is tied to all these banks by accident. It happened on purpose. Ripple had a solution that can push the elite agenda. Central bank digital currencies, digital money, digital transactions. And that's why we're watching Ripple become something massive. Like I told you in countless videos, Ripple's going to be bigger than Amazon, bigger than BlackRock, bigger than Tesla. And it's happening by design. This is the new financial highway. And look at the connections to Ripple. Everything leads back to Ripple. Even when I do videos, I always show you all the connections that Ripple's making all throughout the world. And I said, look, they have rails inside of bricks, if not directly, through partners of Ripple. But all roads come back to Ripple. And eventually, XRP, the same cryptocurrency that we're holding right now, is going to be running on all these rails. Now, some people out there would tell you, well, I'm not going to invest in XRP because it's tied to the World Economic Forum and they're an evil entity. And I would agree with that. But I also want to get rich off of this. I think it's very important to get rich off of this. Do you honestly think the elites are going to be using a CBDC system? Absolutely not. Do you think anybody rich is going to be using a CBDC system? Absolutely not. They're going to have a different system for people that were smart enough to invest into XRP early on, or XLM, because XLM has a seat at all the same rail or at all the same tables that Ripple does. And they have all the rails set up in all the same places that Ripple does through banking the unbanked. They're going to be working side by side in the new financial system. And this is what I've been showing you for the past 2 years. And we know at some point they are going to definitely flip the switch. Some people call it a cyber attack. But did you take notice that Jim Rickards says that they're going to use the internet to go in and wipe out BlackRock? And then when the lights come back on, a new financial system will go live. And I think he's right about that. I think what it's going to be is maybe a worldwide blackout. I don't think it's going to be so much an internet outage. Who knows? We don't really know yet. But it's definitely coming, and they've been warning us of this long before even 2017. People were talking about this. People were talking about this before crypto was even a thing, that they knew a new financial system would eventually come. But did you also take notice that Ripple has been building this out for over a decade? So whenever people try to convince you that there's going to be a different solution, that they're going to come up with some other alternative to XRP and to RippleNet, they never have an actual solution. You know why? Because these connections were made years ago. And most of the companies and most of the banks that Ripple's connected with or connected to, they're all elite owned. That's why I told you, you're invested in something that the elites are investing in, something that the elites see as the future. Do not sell your XRP too soon. This can lead you to generational wealth. But until it all happens, you gotta stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video.